first-round draft pick from the Buffalo Bills, Max Hairston, is being sued. And I wouldn't even count this as breaking news because all of us had this conversation rewinding back to April when Buffalo selected the young corner out of Kentucky. And lo and behold, folks, we have an update on what is happening with the entire situation. He is officially being sued. He is being brought to civil court on his accuser, which allegedly occurred in 2021 while he was in college at the University of Kentucky. Now, this news broke, and I would say that it was more murmurs across social media. Wasn't particularly mainstream, but Bills Mafia was certainly discussing it. And I guess now that the accuser, although that there were no criminal charges based off of all of the internal investigations from the university and authorities, came back inconclusive, zero evidence that this had ever occurred. Sounds like the accuser is now bringing this to court and is looking for some cash from the young man. Bryant Law Center, Myers and Flowers filed the lawsuit Tuesday this morning after a woman said that she was sexually assaulted by Hairston, right in the University of Kentucky, guys. Now, I was able to pull up the article. I do want to go over that together today so we can understand how the Buffalo Bills are looking at this, what Brandon Beane has already said. Spoiler alert, he has addressed this during draft time. And I think for those of you that are worried that this is going to affect his said playing time or whether or not that this was true, right? I feel the statement that we heard from Brandon Beane and or the quote is going to make us feel a tad better. And this is obviously a very tender topic. This is something that is very serious, especially when someone is accused. But I don't want to act like there hasn't been occasions where a lot of the times this is a cash grab. And I got to tell you what, folks, based off of how these criminal charges came back inconclusive with any sort of evidence that he offered a polygraph, this feels to me very much like a cash grab from this. However, let's unpack a bit further. Folks, smash that like button for my birthday. That is right. I just turned 34 years old today. The ripe old age of 34, July 2nd. Man, look at that. Smash that like button for me. Subscribe and turn on bell notifications if you haven't already, man. Let's see if we can get to 40,000 subscribers by the end of the NFL. No, excuse me, 50,000 subscribers before the beginning of the football season. Guys, listen, as many of you know, I structure my shows a tad differently. So if you want to call in at any point during the show, please go on ahead and do so. I have put the link at the top of the live chat, and let's see what the callers have to say, or let's see what everyone has to say. Maya's come in wishing me a happy birthday. Maya, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Dan Mitchell, happy birthday. Chris, thank you, man. I cannot think of a better way to spend my morning on the 34 years on this planet with my good friends on the internet, talking a little bit of Buffalo Bills football. I wish we had a more exciting topic to discuss, but lo and behold, still need to have that conversation. Happy birthday, Dan. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Aislinn, happy birthday, Dan. Thank you. Thank you. Happy 44th. Billy, stop trolling me, man. Stop trolling me. I am indeed not 44. I am 34, my friend, and I feel like I'm in my 20s. All right? I feel really good. I still take care of the old temple that the good Lord provided me, and I'm ready to talk a little bit of football today. So, as many of us know, the bombshell has crossed my desk. Max Hairston is getting sued by his accuser, folks. So I would like to dive in to Brandon Beane's statement because he mentioned this during draft night. And I would really like to hear everybody's thoughts on this situation. So go off. We have Richie Fresh has come in with a $2 donation. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate that. Happy birthday, brother. Go Bills. Richie Fresh, thank you, man. Dan, the MF man. Happy birthday, my guy, Alexander Cash. Woo! Man, I love that. I was watching Buffalo lose Super Bowls, mad throwing beer cans when Dan was still in diapers. I am old. Hey, man, listen, I respect you. You are a seasoned Buffalo Bills fan. You were born in the darkness, created in it, man. And that makes me feel pretty damn good. As long as I'm not as old as Dr. Jekyll, I'm feeling all right. I'm just kidding, Dr. Jekyll. You know, I'm sure you're doing well. All right. So have some people come in and they're saying that this is old news. I totally get it. I get it because we did know this. Leading up into the drafts, I could only imagine when so the news dropped that Max Hairston was the Buffalo Bills selection. So many responses in my replies of wasn't he accused of SA. And again, this wasn't like necessarily mainstream information. It was more so murmurs across social media. And Brandon Beane had something to say about it, and I think that this is a good way to look at it. Quote unquote, he is an impeccable kid, and we have done a lot of research. I think all teams were aware of the Title IX thing that was fully investigated by the school. There's everything out. He even volunteered to do a polygraph and had notes. It was one of those where there was zero information saying that this actually happened to what the accusation was. Just like anything in this world, you can't just take someone's account and think that's the truth. But yes, we finally investigated that. If there was anything to that, he wouldn't have been invited to the combine or to the draft. He was at the draft last night. Every person you talk to at Kentucky, teammates, staff there, plus what we have done, I would say this is a heck of a young man. Every person you ask, that's unfortunate when things like that are attached to someone's name. In this case, it doesn't seem to be anything here. Now, guys, let me tell you what that sounds like from Brandon Beane. That sounds like a man that has some pretty deep regrets on how he handled the Matt Araiza situation. I'm sure a lot of us have remembered or do remember when Matt Araiza was drafted and something similar came out where he was getting some civil trials. He was giving some civil suits here and there with very similar accusations. But then ultimately it turned out that it was a complete and utter lie. And thankfully, Matt Araiza ended up getting a second opportunity with another NFL organization. And there has been time and time again where we see this with professional athletes. And ironically enough, all around the exact same time frame. The first year that they are signing a contract in the NFL. And more oftentimes than not, the alleged incident happened, I believe, anywhere between 1 to 2 years prior to this. Now, again, all accusations like this are serious. They really are. However, this smells like a complete and utter cash grab to me. It smells like it. I have seen this story time and time again. And for me to look at this and think that there's going to be a different conclusion, I'm calling my and so I would call myself crazy. Like that would be the definition of insanity for me to continuously see the same story over and over again, knowing the ending, but still holding on to some theory that maybe the person who is accusing is in the wrong. So I don't think that this is going to be serious. I don't think the NFL is going to slap down any sort of suspension on this young man. And I hope it all works out. I really, really hope it all works out. Some terrible news to begin the morning. But here we go, folks. I do want to remind each and every single one of you that we have the lines open for call-ins. I am going to be allowing everybody to call in and tell me your thoughts on anything that's on your mind about the Buffalo Bills or the Maxwell Hairston situation. Certainly feel free to call in. Do not be shy. Happy Wednesday, July 2nd. Let's talk a little bit of Buffalo Bills. Honda at Westport has come in and said, same bullshit with Areza. Almost killed his career to some straight up BS. This isn't an NFL issue. It happens to thousands of innocent men on a regular basis. Joe Rist has come in and said, Areza was part of the Bills Chiefs pipeline where y'all keep helping them win. He's thinking that this is a conspiracy theory with the Kansas City Chiefs and the Buffalo Bills consistently helping them win. I'm not particularly sure. I'm not completely sure that that has a lot of weight, but hey, what can you do? Bean knows and did his due diligence on the kid. Got info from the university and nothing about our allegations. It's a BS and clout chasing by this woman. She wants money. She only pressed charges once he got the NFL money. And look, one thing I would like to say, and I want to keep this football, but I feel that this should be said. Sexual assault is serious, and it is something that women have to deal with each and every single day. But the women that go out and lie for cash grab situations, especially with some of these young athletes that are going into these professional organizations, are hurting the women that actually go through this. Like, they are actually hurting them. So it's very frustrating because it is a very serious thing that happens on the daily. But women that actually go through this and have to deal with this and the mental torture that they have to go through, it's being hurt by the women that go out there and lie about these things. That's very upsetting. Whether these allegations are true or not, I hate the fact they almost always do it right when they make a jump into their career. It is malicious. And also, I would say very fishy, which I think all of us can agree here. Question. Random question. How does McDermott train / practice for his position as head coach? Spuddy Munn is coming with a wonderful question here. I mean, look, you know what? It's just reps. It's continuous reps of watching film, of maybe attempting to adapt, studying how NFL defenses and offenses are adapting throughout the league. We're going to see. But I have my good friend Nate backstage. Nate, what's going on, man? What's on your mind?
Oh, not much, Dan. It's just situations like these that really upset me.
Yeah, me too.
I'm sure a lot of us have been through it. Well, I wouldn't say a lot of us, but a good portion of us men have. And I think these women need to face some kind of accountability for lying.
Mm-hmm. It's tough, like really like how I just ended up saying, right? Like this whole sexual assault thing that happens to women almost every single day.
Yeah.
It's hurting them. It's hurting them, especially like when some of them that have malicious intentions, it's hurting the actual victims, and it's very frustrating. And it's wild because you look at Max Hairston, same thing with Areza, same thing with Sean Oakman, right? It's the exact same formula. They get drafted or they're about to get drafted, and the occurrence happened with no criminal charges and 4 to 5 years prior to when it began. So that's just what smells fishy to me,
Hold on, I can't hear you.
Hey there, man. And so can you hear me?
I'm not sure.
Chat.
Probably just need to leave the chat.
Yeah. Hey, Nate.
Later.
Hey, Nate. And so I appreciate you, man. Thank you so much. Guys, let me know if you can actually hear me right now. I don't know. Nate, I appreciate you calling in. Ben Baker has come in saying, Bills Mafia, please wait before you call for this man's head. I repeatedly told the Mafia that there was a video proving the punt god was innocent. And the days after the OG story break out, the punt god. It's tough, right? Because I feel like many are victim to the court of public opinion. And soon as when people see accusations, they automatically deem them guilty. And with accusations are not a sense of guilt. Dylan, wait, why are we assuming she's lying? I just got here. Dylan Remsburg. So it's the formula. It's the formula, right? Like, this was investigated ad nauseum by law enforcement, by the university, and nothing came out, right? Zero evidence that this occurred whatsoever. And on top of that, you had the Buffalo Bills do a full-scale investigation. He offered to take a polygraph test, which I suppose, so the accuser said that she was not interested in that. And it just matches the exact same formula, right? It's unfortunate because, like, these accusations are serious. And it's something that women go through each and every single day. But, like, how many times have we seen this story, right? Like, we've seen Matt Arezzo, we've seen Sean Oakman, and now, unfortunately, our young cornerback is going through the exact same issue. That's what it is. If I were Maxwell, I'd sue them back into bankruptcy. Sometimes it's hard to draw blood from a stone, though, man, right? I can't imagine that this person has many funds that you could take away. Women need to start being held accountable for false allegations, whether it's prison time or fines, because it ruins a person's image. And in real serious cases like Sean Oakman, it can ruin lives. The Sean Oakman story absolutely breaks my heart each and every single time that I see it, man. Really, really breaks my heart. Guys, it's the Maxwell Hairston topic of the day. But you know what? It is my birthday, and low-key, I kind of want to talk about something else. I low-key want to talk about something else. Something to really get and feed my delusions here. And I got to tell you what it is. I feel like I might be delusional, ladies and gentlemen. I feel like Max Hairston is not the topic we should be talking about, but the topic we should be talking about has to be me being a delusional fan and believing that Curtis Samuel still might have a little bit something left in the tank. I'm not going to lie to you, boys. Leading up to today's video, I had an opportunity of looking at each and every single one of Curtis Samuel's targets in 2024. And I think our speculation that he indeed was hurt, really went out there and solidified these claims. These claims being that he was dealing with turf toe, and he really didn't get unleashed into the offense until much later into the season. And I got to tell you what I saw from Curtis Samuel's tape. Vast majority of his targets was him behind the line of scrimmage. Him behind the line of scrimmage, ladies and gentlemen. Like, very often he would motion and saw a little out routes, some dump offs. And Joe Brady was really babying this guy. We signed him to what, a 3-year contract, $27 million. I suppose that maybe I am a bit more optimistic when it comes into it. Statement. He got way better at the end of the season. You know, it's this for me. I have watched all of his targets from 2024. And toward the back half of the season, you saw him do what he did over in Carolina. First half of the season, vast majority of his targets were behind the line of scrimmage. Like, that's all they were. Like, I was sitting there looking at every single target, and the first 15 that I saw were little dump-off passes or wide receiver dump-off screens. That's exactly what it was for him. So maybe Brady is holding him back. And yes, it probably is delusional, because as many of you know, I had Curtis Samuel as my breakout player of the 2024 season. And it just didn't work out. It just did not work out. This supposedly happened in 2021. It took 4 years to do something civilly. after being cleared at least 2 years criminally. Come on now. I feel like we can all agree that it's fishy. Hairston is either a hell of an actor or just a really good dude. I remember on draft night, he was celebrating everyone being picked as if he had gotten selected. Great character guy, man. Great character guy. And it's tough, right? Because as NFL fans, we all ultimately end up making these assumptions of somebody that we have never met. And like Jesse has eloquently put out, he could be a really good actor. But again, I mean, folks, how many times are we going to see the exact same story and pretend to be shocked when the exact same conclusion comes out? Didn't Curtis have an injury in the beginning of the season? Turf toe, which he had to deal with. Kevin is saying Dan Curtis Samuel. I know, Kevin. Dude, listen, all of us have a delusional hope for this team. Kevin, I don't know why I still love Curtis Samuel, man. I don't know why. And Kev, you will be proud of me because I've been doing my best to teach myself how to watch all 22. I'm nowhere near as good as you are, but I promise you, give me a couple of months, and I'm really about to take my game to the next level, my friend. It's going to be good stuff. Shout out to Kevin. He's a member of the Bills Roundtable, which is launching again in August. It's going to be brought to you by Picasso's Pizza, which is fun. But anyway, let's go. Statement: if his injury was that bad, he would have went to the IR. You're right, man. Listen, I feel like I'm just feeding my delusion right here. Like, what was optimistic to me, Kevin Sean, was a lot of his utilization were targets behind the line of scrimmage. Right? So maybe like Brady was just like, yeah, we're going to baby you. There's probably still a little discomfort. So within your turf toe, and we're going to unleash you. But more than likely, we'll see. Combo film review coming. Listen, you're going to carry like you are going to carry, my friend, but absolutely zero questions asked. Nate is backstage. Nate, what's going on, man?
Hey, I'm back. I think I solved the issue.
All right, perfect, man. Where were you going with your statement on Max? Talk to me.
So yeah, Max Hairston, I think he should countersue for harassment for this ongoing saga, which doesn't need to happen, obviously, because we've seen it time and time again in the NFL, and yeah, it happens in everyday life.
Yeah.
So something needs to happen. It's a cultural thing. It's bigger than the NFL.
Yeah, it's tough, man. Like, what's good is that Brandon Beane has already addressed this. It's frustrating that it got brought up now and now that it's mainstream, because during the draft was more so just in social media, was murmurs. Now, of course, since a suit was actually filed, now it's all over the place, was the last thing that I wanted to wake up to. But I'm telling you right now, I would be shocked if like he was suspended at all.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure there's a statute of limitations on this.
So for cases like that, so not so much, especially when it comes into aggravated like assaults. Like that's typically not, but like still. I'm still confident that he's gonna be good. He's gonna be good.
Well, yeah,
But regardless,
especially since he offered to do everything within the legal realm to help his case. I don't see how we could possibly do it.
Yeah, it's frustrating, man. We see this each and every single day. But first off, Nate, and so I appreciate you calling in, my friend.
Anytime.
And so tell me, man, what are your thoughts on the Buffalo Bills, right? Because I got to tell you, like, this is something that happens to me every single offseason where I'm optimistic. I look at this roster and I'm like, you know what? It's about damn time that Brandon Beane has addressed the weaknesses. And now is going to be the time where we find ourselves competing on Super Bowl Sunday. I could be delusional, right? But for some reason, something about this year just feels different to me. I got to know if we're on the same page or if you're still being cautiously optimistic about everything.
Oh, no, relatively on the same page. Yeah, going to be cautious and optimistic because it's the Buffalo Bills. But
fair.
But yeah, this year definitely seems a lot different. We really addressed all of the key issues on this team, especially in the draft and in the free agency and trades.
Yeah, for sure, dude. Listen, like I've said, my biggest issue with this team was a drastic drop off of depth talent. Like the second that our starters went down, massive gap. And we had no shot at having Kyrie Elam or even Jamarcus Ingram. I saw a couple of people say, oh, I wonder if Ingram would have done better against Worthy. Likely not. And
Yeah,
as much as everyone's saying, oh, Trey, he's all washed up, I'm actually pretty optimistic. Like, would I say, oh, no, he's going to beat out Max Hairston, right? Like, he's going to be CB2. No, but I'll tell you what, I feel a hell of a lot more comfortable with Trey White going in a pinch to fill in for an injured corner than I would have with Kyrie Elam or Ingram last year. I
good
feel
to
a
use
hell of a lot
Madden
more
as a
confident.
reference here, but I'd rather go from an 81 or, excuse me, an 87 to an 81
That's what I'm
rather
talking about.
than an 87 to a 75.
Yes, sir. That is my favorite example of when I try to discuss the drop off between starters and overall depth players, man. I can feel that. Where are you located, dude?
Uh, just outside Syracuse.
Syracuse, Western New York, man. And so how is it up? And so how is it up there today? Hot? Like in some
Not too
80s,
too
you out
hot.
there enjoying the summer?
Yeah, it's pretty nice, except we get rain every single weekend. We haven't had a dry weekend since the middle of last November.
Oh shit, I'm sorry to hear that, dude. I'm sorry to hear that, man. It's
Yeah,
been
even
the
worse,
same
we
out
just
here
had a
in
big flood.
oh fucking A. Well, hey man, listen, I really hope it clears up for the 4th of July and so y'all can enjoy a little bit of summer activities. But Nate, listen, man, I really appreciate you for always tuning into the show and especially for calling in today, man. You are always welcome in whenever you want.
Yes, sir, and glad this is a new option for the show. It makes it
Yeah.
more enjoyable and interactive.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure, man. Listen, all these call lines are going to be active all season long, folks. Like I said, I'm planning on treating this like a radio show, meaning that I want to regularly be welcoming in guests. Whenever somebody wants to call in and has a conversation or has something they would like to add to the topics or something that's just been burning that they need to address. Thomas Love, Bean addressed it, and he said he is not worried, so I am not either. I don't believe I'm worried either, Thomas. What's going on, Thomas? It's been a while, my friend. Hope all is well. This was the moment Dan remembers why he moved to Florida. LOL. Indeed, Jesse. Indeed. It has been raining pretty bad, though, in my neck of the woods. And so I know where you're located in Florida, but the panhandle's been getting absolutely bombarded with rain for the past couple of days. Luckily, it is sunny. It's sunny for your boy's 34th birthday. Look at that. How crazy. Joe Riss, the Apple Ice Lucy pouch targeted ad is hilarious. That's funny that some of these bad boys are in my ad space. And you know what? I have reached out to Zin, to Lucy a million times saying, bro, I am your man to promote this damn product. And they leave me on red, man. Tell me a better person to be sponsored by Zin than your boy. All right? It's hard for me. Listen, Zin, hope you're watching. Send me an email, fool. I will pump some of that. I'm just kidding. Big Papa Bill, if I were Maxwell, I would sue them back into bankruptcy. Emmett, if we don't get the 1 seed, I wholeheartedly believe we should let McDermott go. Our schedule is very easy. I like what you brought up right there, Emmett, because on yesterday's episode, we looked at the Buffalo Bills schedule for 2025, and somebody came in with a hot take where they said, Dan, we are going 17-0 in the regular season. And I got to tell you what, Emmett, I'm not going to say that we are. It's very difficult to go 17-0 in the regular season. Very difficult. But I will tell you, if there was ever a chance for Buffalo to go 17-0 in the regular season, it would be on this year. It would indeed be this year. Or if there was a schedule where Buffalo could get the 1 seed, it would be this year. And yes, I wholeheartedly admit that we have some difficult matchups, but ideally all of them are at home. A place where we went undefeated last year and all but one game was a massive multiple score blowout. So, no, I'm not saying 17-0, but I am saying that this is the best possible schedule to potentially achieve it. And more importantly and more reasonably, I think that this schedule screams a number one seed, barring any sort of significant injury. That's where I'm at. I can say it's absolutely beautiful in Western New York, 80 and sunny. Kevin, damn, baby. Let me tell you what, Kevin, I hope you've been enjoying these summer months. Man, I'm excited to get up to Buffalo here soon. Kev, we haven't caught up in a while. Your boy will be in Buffalo. All right, for week 3 against the Bills and the Miami Dolphins. Things are looking good. Wait, it's your birthday? Happy birthday. Yes, I'm officially 34 years old, Jesse. Can you believe it? Can you believe it? I'm getting to that point where, like, I don't know if I look 34 because sometimes, so I have, like, young kids calling me sir, but then on the same day, I'll get ID'd for Zin, right? So I don't know whether or not that I look my age or I don't. So many conflicting signs, and then I really can't. Maybe I'll get some Botox, right? Some Botox, man. Yes, is that a little feminine? Absolutely, but I don't care, okay? My face is on the internet each and every single day. Maybe I will take a couple of injections here and there. You know, why not? Anyway, happy birthday, Dan. Super Lancer 26. Thank you so much. Are there any plans for your birthday, Dan? No, dude. I'm just going to be working. I'm just going to be sitting there grinding. I'm probably going to go out to dinner with some loved ones. And more than likely, I'm going to be doing all of my celebrating on the 4th of July on Friday. We have the boat. We're going to be taking some family out and just laying low and soaking up some sun on the boat, man. Maybe do a little fishing. Who knows? It's going to be solid. Dude, you don't look a day over 33. Thank you so much, Jesse. Thank you so much. That's exactly what I was going for. That's what I get for fishing for compliments. You know what I mean? Happy 5th anniversary of your 29th birthday. Beth, that is the best way to look at things. Red Furnace, I got Josh Allen playing for the 49ers in 4 years, winning his first Super Bowl. As well, I'll tell you what, Red Furnace, that continues to be my biggest fear as a Buffalo Bills fan, is that Josh Allen follows the exact same path as Matthew Stafford. By far, by and large, my biggest fear. I hope that that's not the case. And so I know that Jesse would be absolutely thrilled if that was the case, but we will see. Counting down the days until I will be rocking with the Bills Mafia in Carolina. That game has actually been on my schedule for perhaps in away game attendance, but time will tell. What is TD getting you for your birthday? Really, all I ask from TD is just a genuine take. Like one day with genuine takes, all right? And no rage bait. TD, that's what I want for my birthday. Dan, who is your favorite college football team? Go Dogs, baby. Go Dogs. So some people are probably wondering, Dan, why are you a Georgia Bulldogs fan? How does that make sense? I'll tell you what. So I was born in Buffalo, New York. And then when I was 13 years old, I moved to South Carolina. And when I moved to South Carolina, everybody was like, Dan, you have to choose a team, either South Carolina or Clemson. So while I was making that decision, I was 13 years old. My uncle lived in Georgia. He lived maybe about, I don't know, an hour and a half outside of Athens. And he took me to Sanford Stadium. All right. And I went to multiple games when I was 13, 14 years old. I bought into the culture. All right. And ever since, I have pulled for the Georgia Bulldogs. That is my story behind it. Fun fact, in case any of you are college football fans, and I sincerely hope that some of you are college football fans, because do I have a show for you? Roundtable Sports, my sports media company, as you know, has a variety of different shows. We cover each and every single division. We have some individual team shows as well, but we are now also launching a college football brand because we believe that all college football fans should be entertained, right? Our first live show is going to be in 2 weeks, and I'm going to continuously push this ad nauseum in case anybody is a Big Ten fanatic, if anybody is a big into the SEC, or say, for example, that anybody just wants to get a good idea of some of the young talent that's going to be in the NFL within the next couple of years. I promise you, college ball is very exciting, folks. I love college football. It's fun. Myself and Jay Tuck, he is a Cowboys creator, but he is very knowledgeable within college ball. I want each and every single one of you to go on ahead and subscribe to this channel. I'm going to be putting this into the live chat if any of you guys are interested. Go subscribe to this channel and stay tuned and turn on bell notifications because we are going to be live. So we are going to be live here in 2 weeks, Mondays and Thursdays at 6:30 p.m. EST, where we break down all of the matchups, standout players, storylines. It's going to be a hell of a time, and I really hope that I can welcome each and every single one of you over here for you college football fanatics. So shout out to the guys right here, man. Roundtable CFB. Go and subscribe if you haven't already. If you haven't already, man. All right, let's talk to these people. Happy birthday, Decay. Happy birthday, New Year's. Look at that, James. I appreciate that. Roundtable Mafia Chuck has come in. Hell yeah, JTL is all about it, man. I can appreciate that. I choose the team with a rowdy fan base as well. Feels homey, seeing as though the Mafia is absolutely crazy. And the Georgia Bulldogs are absolutely insane. That is for sure. I'm not so high on Gunnar Stockton this year, but don't sleep on Kirby Smart, his recruiting efforts, how that man builds a damn defense. Damn. Brother, I'm still looking forward to some Georgia Bulldogs football this year. Hot take, Trey White will be voted comeback player of the year with his return to home. A true Buffalo story. I would absolutely love that. Dan, the man. We got to get on the links before the season starts. Beers and some Zins. Tyler, man. So remind me where you're located, my boy. I was actually just offered to go golfing this afternoon. Unfortunately, I had a busy day. I do love a good round of golf. Man. Let me know. We're going to make it happen. Notre Dame is the best college football team. Maya, go subscribe. Right over to Roundtable Sports CFB. We're going to be talking all things college football, including your Fighting Irish. The damn Fighting Irish. I have a feeling you're about to be enjoying that. Absolutely. Pinned at the top of the chat. Shout out to the mods. You guys freaking rock. They certainly do. They keep the peace on this show. Ohio State fans feel like the newer Bills fans. Woo! Tyler and some of the stuff Diggs keeps on that boat. JTL. I saw something on X saying we signed Scary Terry. You're going to see me crash out if that's the case. Okay. So I'm not seeing anything. Last piece of breaking news is, so the Bills are hiring Cole Jacobson as a football research assistant. Okay. So not quite Scary Terry. And see how I didn't bite into that, because I probably would have had a heart attack straight live, because I would have been that excited. I would have been that damn excited if this were to happen. Chuck has come in with a question. Dan, who do you think is going to be standout on our defense this season? Standout, I think an easy answer is going to be Benford, right? Like last year, he was top 3 in several advanced metrics. I love the fact that he was great at preventing separation per DVOA. Like, that's great. Like, he's really going to make a name for himself. He already has a name for himself within the Bills community, but across the rest of the NFL, that's where he's really going to stand out for me. Like, he will be a household name to even casual fans, right, of the NFL this year. He's big on me. And then somebody else that I think stands out pretty good for us. I think that's one of the only ones. I feel like we're going to have a similar season with Bernard. I feel like Milano is going to have a massive step in the right direction. He's still Matt Milano. Plus, once you add his extra motivation of knowing that he only has 1 year left on his deal, he's obviously playing for something. Can he stay healthy? I suppose that's another conversation. With Cole Bishop, it's weird for me, right? I don't know how he's going to be utilized. I really, really don't. Is he going to be rolled out there paired with Taylor Rapp and roll out two guys that are technically both strong safeties? I don't know. It's hard for me to see, but I'm going to be looking forward to it. What is your biggest concern for the Bills this upcoming season? We have Jesse. So I feel very comfortable with where the Buffalo Bills stand from a roster perspective, and that's including depth. Maybe the safety position is the one where I'm kind of a bit nervous, but as we know, safeties, I actually feel pretty good about being light on safety as opposed to any other position group. So that's not even so much a concern for me. I feel like it would have to do with injuries. Like last year, we had a pandemic or an epidemic with wrist injuries, and we ended up firing our strength and conditioning coach, brought in somebody else. I hope that helps. I really hope that that helps. But like this team just always ends up getting injured at the worst possible time during big games. So within the playoffs. So my biggest concern for Buffalo is that we follow the exact same trend. And during our first playoff matchup during the divisional, we end up dropping three of our defensive players and we walk in there hobbling. I just want to stay healthy at all the right places, especially during the right time. So health of this roster is probably my biggest concern, is how I look at all of it. And so I got to see where my boy came in and said where he was located. Let me see. Tyler. Right now, right near the turning stone. I can get us passes there. Let's make it happen. Talk shop for days. Right near the turning stone. So are you in the panhandle of Florida, man? Is that what I'm getting? Right near the turning stone. If, dude, say that you're that close, that's great. I love that. Bernard is unreal. Best player, hands down. We have Porter. Coming from a Chiefs fan, and do you think Maxwell Hairston is done for the season, or will he be able to play? Porter, what's going on, man? I really appreciate you tuning in, showing a little bit of love from enemy territory. So I think that he's going to play, man. Like, so they went into 3 deep investigations, right? So they had one from law enforcement, one from the university, one from the NFL, because say, for example, that so there was any sort of evidence that he was indeed guilty, he would not have been drafted. He would not have been invited to the combine. He would not have been invited to sit down for the draft. And the Buffalo Bills did a separate organization, or excuse me, an investigation. And all 4 of those have come back with inconclusive evidence. So probably not. It's just a civil suit. See how that plays out, and we'll see. Dan, this better not be clickbait. Hope you're doing well. Go Bills. Tom, not clickbait. Unfortunately, he is sued. He is indeed sued for SA, although I do not believe that it's anything serious. Turning Stone, as in the casino in New York. You're from Rochester area, correct? I'll message you on X. Tyler, unfortunately, I live in Florida. Man, I'm from Buffalo originally, but I live in Florida. I thought that, dude, I thought that I was making a friend. Man. It's all right, Tyler. We're still boys. If I am ever up there, say that I'm ever up there, I will golf because I do enjoy it indeed. Happy birthday, my dude. Hope your day is great. Keep up the great work. Thank you so much, Austin. I appreciate that. Miss you too, bud. Miss you as well, man. Happy birthday, Dan. Big Daddy D. Thank you. Trippy has come in alleged essay from years ago, only brought up after they know he has millions. We have seen this story before. Hope that women get proven wrong and get sued. I feel like all of us do as well. Dan, what part of Florida are you in? I am in the Panhandle, super close to Pensacola, my friend. Basically, Southern Alabama, as I once say. Hey, my fiance's parents have a place in Sarasota. I'm there frequently for work as well. We will make this happen. Absolutely, my friend. I am down. I am not too far away from Sarasota. Panhandle Porter. Dude, look at that. Look at that statement. They should start backups in playoffs and they start getting rocked, then bring in the starters. Wouldn't that be ideal? Floribama, as they say, that's a really fun bar. Floribama is a very fun bar for those of you that are familiar. Tyler, did you do something with your hair? Who's Tyler? Tyler, did you do something with your hair? Y'all are crazy. Y'all are crazy. All right, guys. That's going to have to do it for another edition of the Don Mafia Report. I ask you to smash that like button. Let's go ahead and get that up to 100 likes. I think that we can do it, especially for your boy's birthday, right? And say, for example, you're new here and you're just tuning in, guys. I am live Monday through Friday at 10 a.m. EST, where I break down everything that has to do with the Buffalo Bills. Smash that like button. All right. Subscribe and turn on bell notifications, and I will see you a bit later. John has come in saying clickbait 2021 allegation, no charges. Bills cleared it. Civil case filed right after he signs with an NFL team. It's a cash grab. I agree with you. It is indeed a cash grab. Great show. Dan, as always, happy birthday, my guy. Thank you so much, guys. I appreciate that. Dan, it's my birthday tomorrow. I love that. Guys, thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you a bit later on Fourth and Forever. Peace.